right outer join includes all the information intersecting two tables, plus everything on the right that is not on the left. So here's the work file for the right outer join. I'm going to take all of this stuff here and copy paste it into SQL Developer. So right outer join. Here's an intersecting join, not a right outer join, between the supporting act and act tables. All this does is tells you the information joining between act and supporting act. In fact, I don't need the way the data is constructed, which I'll explain in a minute. We don't need an act in that case. That is the act ID of the supporting act. The way this data is joined is that we have acts that do shows at venues. Some acts have supporting acts. Those supporting acts can do their own shows, or they can just be a supporting act for a different show. So the way you would find the supporting acts with the acts at the same time is you'd have to find acts joined to shows and then supporting acts joined to shows as well. Not supporting act joined to act, otherwise you'd find the same act, get confused and find nothing. So this finds all the supporting acts. This query is going to find, using the Oracle proprietary format, the right outer join. The plus sign is on the left, showing the left side being deficient in information, and the right side containing the outer join part. So we run this query, we get lots of acts that have no supporting act ID, and then a bunch of acts that have a supporting act ID. The numbers are the same. That's a little confusing. We'll understand that in a minute. And again, the ANSI standard format, the right outer join, which means the outer part of the join comes from the act table. The supporting act table has less information. There are far less supporting acts in this database used in this course than there are acts. For obvious reasons, that's the same information. So now I'm going to count using the little plus sign. I get 72 rows. I'm going to count using the right outer join. I get 72 rows. Here's your proof. Count from the supporting act table, 18 rows. Count from the act table, where the act ID is in the supporting act. We get 54 rows. Add them together, you get the right outer join count of 72. Now you may have found this response or this result here a little confusing, because these numbers are the same. You'd think that you'd have supporting act ID and then the act ID. Not the case, because it's joined through the show. As I said before, an act ID is defined by a show and vice versa. A supporting act is defined by itself in the act table, which is not the same as the act doing the primary show, but that supporting act is added as a second act to the same show based on the show ID connection between the act and the show. So you're actually defining a many-to-many join as the supporting act, allowing you to have far more than one act per show. You have a primary act and then you have supporting acts. There can be more than one, there can be one, there can be zero. And that's right outer joins.